Ham Radio Adventure. We may not know that common, but we still will forever.
It's Hump Day.
What is up, Ham Radio? Kilo Echo 8 Papa Zulu November, the Ham Radio Adventure Guy. Thanks for stopping by, your one stop for everything Adventure Radio. It is that time of the week. It's Hump Day. Time for the Hump Day Happy Hour. And before we get started, once again, we're going to thank the Patreons because they're absolutely awesome. And they will aggravate the crap out of you if you don't go out and activate. So it's a good motivation to have Patreons because they'll run you ragged, buddy. Just playing. Love you guys. Also, big shout out to the YouTube channel members. They're all in green or blue in the chat if they're moderators. And then there's that ever-changing board. This board never stops changing. A lot of changes this week. The top 5 or so is about the same, but we got a lot of moving around that last half. Welcome back to the top 10, Eddie.
Look who's not there.
If you look, Dan is still pushed off there, even after the first month. He's nowhere to be found. And Chris moving up a couple of spots. Greg moving down a couple of spots. Lots of moving and shaking. But there's also a spot in the top 5. No, it's a top 5 spot that is $1 apart from one another. So we'll see if anybody figures out who it is and gets that change going. What's going on, Dan?
Man, doing decent. Not the best, but I'm decent. Let me run down the list here. Hello, everybody in the chat. Andy Callie, always there. You're like a staple in every stream on the planet, brother. We appreciate it so much. Charlie Golf, Charlie, good to see you. Toby, Larry Bingham, Mike Robush, the PP man. Charlie Whiskey Bravo, what's going on, buddy? Sandy, always good to see you. Georgia Parks and Propagation. Again, if that's a new to you, that is Alpha Echo 4 X-Ray Oscar's new channel. Go subscribe. Liz and family, what is going on? Bravo Delta Whiskey Brent, always good to see you, buddy. Hope you're doing well. Sidewalk Sherry is in the house. We got a super chat from Eddie. Bang Bang is in the house. What's going on, Duca, Alabama, and everybody else? Good to see you, Scott and Tracy. What's going on? Happy Wednesday.
It is a happy Wednesday and a busy Wednesday for me. Once again, I'll tell you, this time of year, I don't know if it's a fun time of year for me or the time of year that I just want to pull my hair out. Both. I have been so stinking busy. I'm getting pulled every which way but loose. So right now I'm trying to keep up with activating and, of course, the PCN challenge people. Then on top of that, I've got the Lewis and Clark event going on for the club where we got to get 60 hours in 16 days. And, that don't sound a lot for a club. But
Well, it's a one-man club.
You know, sometimes it's a one man club job. There is people signed up, so I'm hoping that maybe this weekend to get some more activators on the air and stuff, and get some of them hours taken away. But I'll tell you, it's rough. And on top of that, mom's in, so spending time with her and the family. Uh, got all the kids and the grandkids and stuff like that running around like chickens. So it's a busy time. And on top of that, there's been some hype about a product that was coming out really soon. And I will say that I'm happy to announce that tomorrow drops the debut of the PP Man Spike. That's right. Tomorrow, these things will be available, and I may already be sold out. The pre-orders are through the roof. So I'm going to have to go through the pre-orders and go through all the ones that's built, but no need to worry. They'll be back in stock in just a couple of days if I am sold out. So,
do you like the way that worked? We both, you said tomorrow's a pre-order for the PP Man Spike, and we both kind of held it up at the same time. That was not rehearsed, ladies and gentlemen. I swear to God.
That definitely was not rehearsed.
That was off the cuff. Victor Echo 3 Lima Bravo India from Hammertown. Good to hear you. Always loud. Good to see you in the chat as well. November Love. Let me tell you how funny the bands were last night. I got Robbie Campoopy and November Love on 20-meter ground wave from here at the house, and they sounded better on 20-meter ground wave than it did on 40 meters. It was rough.
Awesome. So Eddie, PP Man may have told you he was bringing them to Huntsville, but I'm going to say that's not going to happen because this is the PP Man Spike designed by PP Man, but this is an HRAG exclusive. You can only get this in HRAG gear right now. So that's the only place you'll be able to get these. So.
Sidewalk Sherry has spoken. Lick that like button, guys. Lick it on your way in, but don't lick it again on your way out.
Oh, and there better be more than 25 people in the house too, or I'm going to start getting angry.
Heads will roll.
Because I haven't seen no tax dollars being hit. You know, Eddie right. with a donation, but if there's only 25 people, that means that I'm going to go check in the spotting page here in a couple minutes.
That is true. Feeling a little bit under the weather tonight, guys. So if I'm not my normal chipper self, that might be why. So
look there. Kyle, aka Mom, is jealous because real Mom is in West Virginia. So he decided to not do tennis tonight and come hang out with me. I appreciate that, Kyle. You still have Mom status with me, buddy.
And I know why he lives in Missouri now, because it's 2/3 of Mom, MO.
You know, and if Kyle, Kyle did a video on the new Explorer mask about how to guide up and stuff. But if Kyle would have had an HRAG exclusive PP Man Spike, his video could have been so much better.
That's right. Maybe Kyle should get one of these HRAG exclusive PP Man Spikes.
You know, Kyle can hit me up. We have a good trade agreement going. Sometimes
we should see how many times this stream we can say HRAG exclusive PP Man Spike.
Well, we can't do it too many times because I'm going to tell you, PP Man actually has a problem. Like his obsession with the Podopole is like me and Steven had to do a phone call intervention the other day where we're really worried about this guy because like he's having strange dreams about zebras and leprechauns and Podopoles to get all together at once, and it's just bad.
He is like I said on Sunday, he's infatuated by the pole for sure.
Yes.
Did you see the video he did? Did you see the video he did where he kind of whips it out like it's a lightsaber, like he's a Jedi? That it was awesome. That was pretty awesome. Now I've done that with my Carbon 6, and believe it or not, I've held my Eagle 1 kind of beneath my shoulder, and I've done it with my Eagle 1 as well, just to see.
Oh wow!
The smaller the pole, the easier it is, obviously, but don't do that, because if you sling it out too hard, what happens to me is like two of my middle sections kind of got locked together.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I would not suggest doing what you see on YouTube on at home, because you know these poles are like any of the poles; they will get locked together, and sometimes they can be quite difficult. Although I have become the master of undoing them. I know a few tricks. So,
I have my Eagle 1 up in the backyard, and I'm always, so when I'm out on a POTA activation and I'm using my Eagle 1, when I put it up, I do it a little bit and I twist it a little bit. I don't rifle it up, so it's easier to get back down because it's only going to be up there for an hour or two max, right? And so when I put it up in the backyard, I put it up like I normally do. And last night, I noticed, man, my SWR is horrible. What's going on?
One of them was down.
So I go out there and like two of the sections have collapsed.
Well, see, I am the opposite. I am the opposite. I will put mine up, and so somebody even commented on my Eagle 1 video. I seen that comment. I was leaving that one alone. I was leaving that alone. Don't make me take you back to Hannibal, Missouri, Eric.
Oh, I've seen you put up your Eagle 1. You don't play with it. I mean, you put it up like it's never going to come down again.
Like when I put it up, I don't just barely twist it. I crank it around. I make sure that it's not going to come down, because when I activate, it's a serious. It's like a fat kid sitting down for birthday cake.
It's Cirrus.
You don't want no interruptions. You want to tear that whole piece of cake up,
And what's funny is, I mean, as lightly as I put mine up compared to yours, I've never had one fall during an activation. It's always if it's been up for a long time. Now, if it's breezy, I mean, I'll be a little more tight with it, but.
And I will say this too. People's like, oh, you're going to get your pole stuck. You're going to get your pole stuck. The only time I've got sections stuck on that pole is when I've been out activating in like ice storms. Mm. And I have been out activating in plenty of ice storms. But like a couple years ago on Winterfield Day, it was like 7 degrees in ice storm. And it was up for over 24 hours. So you can imagine all the stuff and when I was taking it down, I wasn't trying to dry it off or nothing like that. I was trying to get it down.
Mine binds together when it's if it gets wet, like if it's raining out, and it makes it harder too because the nature of the material. If it's wet, I can't twist the sections because my hands just slip on them. So I got I got a box of nitrile gloves that I keep in the truck so I can keep my fingerprints off things. That's another story. But it gives me better grip so I can just twist the sections.
I'll tell you what, the chat is on one tonight.
They are on fire, aren't they?
Like, I feel like somewhere Kilo 8 Golf Quebec is orchestrating all of the chat.
That's right.
It's like he's in a chat thing and he's just conducting them.
Grandpa Terry. Yep. Although, I don't know. It's Wednesday, Hump Day. It is the happy hour. It is 8:15 p.m. Eastern King's time. So he's probably washing his hair right now. He's probably not even watching the stream. I think he had it on the schedule to wash his hair.
That or he's already went to bed because he has to get up at 4 a.m. to activate, and then wonder why he only got 10 contacts because, man, there just wasn't very many hunters this morning. What time did you activate, Terry? Oh, about 4 a.m.
Yeah.
I was getting it when the bands were good, he said.
He was out earlier. He was, what was it, this morning? I saw his spot come by. Oh, ta-ta.
Yes, Mr. Otata. You know, a funny story about Mr. Otata. Oh, when he first changed his call sign, it took me forever because I was so used to his old call sign. And I was just so distraught over this. And now, anytime I go to look, you know, when I'm doing the monthly stats for and I'm putting the Patreon money in the Adventure Club and the YouTube money and stuff like that. I see the email on his account, and I'm like, who is that? I was like, oh, ta.
I think every time he comes in, we should go, welcome, ta-ta.
It's one of those things that, you know, he's just glad we just accepted it. It's one of those things, just like with PP Man. I said it one time on a stream, and here it is 2 years later, and the whole world knows him as the PP Man.
You've christened him. Like you've taken your sword and tapped both shoulders and go, you are henceforth known as the PP Man.
Did I get the sticker yet? I'm going to say no.
Did you make an Otata sticker?
I don't know what sticker you're talking about, so I'm going to probably say no. I'm going
to tell you right now, if you made Otata stickers, I want one. Because I will sport me an Otata sticker.
Oh, I would definitely put an Otata sticker on my box.
Absolutely. I don't know, Sherry. Like I said earlier, it is Wednesday. It is now 8:18 p.m. in the Eastern King's time. He might still be washing his hair.
Listen, Terry, it's 8:18 and you're late. So I'm going to tell you right now, if you're not here by 8:30, I am going to send everybody I know to all the Walgreens and stuff in Charleston and send them down to the pins aisle and see if they can find you and make sure you're okay.
No, not the Walgreens. You need to send them to the bingo halls. Do our bingo roundup. That's hilarious.
But, you know, it's been thunderstorming all day. He's probably cutting his grass.
That's right. Well, I mean, I got can't see it from where you are sitting at home, but over that way, I might do a shack tour here soon once I get everything set up in the new shack. I got a decent setup right now. It's not my normal setup, but it seems to be working. The bands have they been better in the evening, in the late afternoon or evening lately, or the same? I haven't done anything in the middle of the afternoon. So how's activations been going?
The middle of the afternoon still sucks really bad.
Yeah.
It is a little better than it was. You know, you're not going to get 20-ish. You're going to get 40 to 50-ish. And Michael's comment definitely has got to come up on the stream because he did nail it where Terry is probably at. And that's, you know, it's dangerous that it's speed dating because that many people trying to pull from table to table under hover rounds that fast it's going to cause a pile up, and not the kind of product people like.
All right.
Oh Lordy.
So about the same as it has been, and it's rare that I can get on during the
evening times are
days
on fire. Like evening time. It really sucked. Last night I got on. It's about 8:30ish, and I knew it had to be quick because I was looking at the Lightning app when I was setting up.
I did learn.
I was like, all right, let's do this. So I start rolling the 2-op, and you know I'm letting her talk about every fifth call or whatever, and we're just rolling, and it starts sprinkling. Now I'm at a picnic table. I'm not in the car. I'm at a picnic table. It's sprinkling. And I was like, all right, guys, we're going to do last 5 more calls. Last call, five calls. I worked 5. I was like, oh, it's not sprinkling that bad. 5 more. I ended up working another 15 or so minutes. And then the lightning starts crashing around. I was like, oh, okay, time to go QRT. See y'all later.
Yeah. I did during the early evening here, my noise floor on 40 is really good. Like maybe an S2, which is pretty good. But as soon as the sun goes down, the noise floor would jump up like an S7. And I was like, what the heck? So me being new to these parts, I didn't know if it was something inside the house or not. So I went to my main breaker, shut it off, came back, here to the radio room and hooked the battery to the radio, and it's still like an S7. So I know it wasn't anything in the house, which made me feel good. I didn't have to hunt anything down, right? So I turned the power back on, and I got to thinking, going around and around and around. And the last couple of nights, I've timed it. The noise floor goes up when we got some blasted street lamps outside, the sodium vapor, street lights. When those things fire up, the noise floor goes up. But I mean, I can filter it. It doesn't bother me. It's just a nuisance. But the things of learning.
I was going to say, I have a really nice Gammo pellet rifle, 22 caliber.
Yeah,
you can fix those problems really easy.
Maybe I can convince them. Well, I'm gonna write the city and see if I can convince them to come replace those like something more modern, because it'll cost them less and longer if they go to LED or something like that.
I mean, technically, if they're throwing out noise, they are supposed to come fix the problem.
Yeah, that's true.
So
that's high pressure
honestly,
sodium.
The noise.
Okay. Wait. All right, so I just got corrected. All right, so we have an expa in the house. That's high pressure sodium or mercury vapor. I didn't know this. I thought it was just like sodium vapor or whatever. Today I learned. Thank you, Eddie. I don't know if LED will make more noise, Brent. I don't think so. I run LED lights in my house exclusively, and all my lamps and everything, and I haven't noticed. I guess it depends on the brand too.
It's more. I don't know if it's certain brands of LED or if it's maybe the certain way certain things are wired up. Because I know like there's certain LED signs in like businesses that I'll pass, and it'll just wipe out. Like a 2 meter or something.
Kyle, you ain't right. You just ain't right. It's true though. It's true. Yeah, the cheap LEDs is what it is. Kind of like solar charge controllers. Cheap solar charge controllers are noisy as hell, but if you get a good quality one, they're not.
But the noise hasn't been as bad during the day as it was. You were asking about the daytime bands. The noise hasn't been as bad. I don't know if it's just maybe noise that I'm not hearing now. I'm still getting great signal reports, but I feel like I hope there's still people that's not getting through to me, because when I only get 40 some people hunt me at 2 o'clock during the day.
What were you and Sidewalk Sherry using last night?
Last night.
Yeah.
Last night was good. I was good last night. I was on the DX10 and the Eagle 1 last night.
I was about to say, yeah, you sounded phenomenal here. Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody said, man, because I see all weekend long. I was look there. Sorry, he's late. I would expect no less than that excuse right there, Terry. So all weekend long, where mom's at Chief Logan, but all weekend long where she was up in the other area, up toward Beckley area, I had the ATOS.
Yeah.
And I know I'm not near as bad on the ATOS.
How did Mom get into Chief Logan? That's like an exclusive park. Rarely do they let people in there. Okay.
I gave her the King Pass.
Okay, good.
Like when they couldn't believe that when they were pulling the camper in, that like they were rolling out red carpet and everything.
I'm gonna tell you right now, guys. If you hear Chief Logan on the air, kilo, listen to me, US 1810. If you hear that, grab it. It is an ultra rare part.
Yes.
You might even have to have your amateur elite license to work it.
Yeah, it's so rare. Nobody, I mean, absolutely nobody, has a quadruple eagle there.
Absolutely, that's right.
Until like next month.
Eddie says he feels like LED versus incandescent LED would cause more noise, and I agree. It would, but I guess maybe it's the LED lights that I use around the house. I don't experience noise with them. I use the Sylvania, I think it's the name of them. And then, now the cheap, like the LED, the strip lights that change colors and crap like that, those are noisy.
Oh, I just do put in the dark, guys.
Parks in the dark. Yes, sir. That reminds me of my buddy KB2FMH.
You know,
Parks in the dark.
You haven't activated until you've activated Big Ugly on Pot Ridge at about 11:30, 12 at night.
Is it an experience?
It is experience because you're going to get a pile up and you're going to have to either shoot somebody or threaten to shoot somebody, more than likely.
There you go.
But once all the potheads realize that you're not trying to steal their stash, that you're just up there, and they get used to you.
Curtis runs Casa LED strip lights in his POTA trailer with no issues. I just saw recently Curtis knocked the back gate, drop down gate, off his cargo trailer and walled it in and put a window in it. See, guys, I might not comment, but I'm always watching. I know what's going on. I'm like that guy who lurks in the background.
You know, I wish I had time to be. So many people be like, "Hey, did you see what I posted?"
Speaking of another person who does trailers, Kyle, in his hiker trailer channel, made a comment on one of his videos the other day. I said,
No.
Zero.
The Big Ugly people, they don't speak the manganese. That would be that with a Big Ugly accent speaking manganese. That would be a sight, I believe.
Oh, speaking of hiker trailers and anacetamine, I can't think of anything else for the A right now. Zero zucchini. I always say zucchini because I can't think of anything else.
Zimbabwe is a good one. I always like using Zimbabwe with him.
Huntsville. If you're going to Huntsville Hamfest in August, this will be Kyle's first trip to the Huntsville Hamfest with the hiker trailer. So you can check out his work, check out what he's done to it, maybe decide if you want a hiker trailer. I'm going to see it. I mean, I want to see what's up with it. I think it looks pretty cool.
I think what we're going to do is we're going to take everybody activating on my back porch on Saturday night, and then we're going to all go crash in Kyle's teardrop.
Oh, we can stack.
Yes.
Yeah. I feel bad for whoever's on the very bottom though. Oh, he's going to get an M16 tank gunner mod installed. That's awesome. You can get like a Dillon minigun mounted on top of it.
So Eric says trailers, real rovers have vans.
He has a very nice van.
And here's the thing. I would prefer a van, but it's still up in the air what I end up with.
You want that one we saw in Florida.
Listen,
The one you almost drove off with a lady in it.
I would chop off your man parts and sell them in Indonesia just to have that trailer.
It was very nice.
That van, like, I tried hard. I did, you know. It was funny because they were all, you know, they were all over there at the photo truck watching me, and they're like, he's going in. He's going in. He's in.
We were all sitting over there behind my truck, and then Sherry goes, "Watch, I give him 20 seconds before he's inside of that thing." And sure enough, with it, I'd say 15 seconds. You have both feet in the door.
Now you tell me that this is not a trustworthy face when a lady by herself invites me into her camper van in the middle of a wildlife management area.
All right, guys, there we go. The sometimes line Hawaiian, $80,000. Sell the van. It can be the HRAG Adventure van. Let's see if we can get $80,000 worth of super chats tonight.
Okay, so for everybody who donates at least $1,000 tonight,
that's right.
Dan is going to. I'll think about this. Go ahead and just start the K's coming in, guys.
We need 8 people to donate $10,000 tonight.
It's just pocket change for lover.
That's right. Lover can donate about $80,000 worth of brisket, and then we'll call it even.
I don't know if I could trade $80,000 worth of brisket away for a van. That'd be hard to get rid of.
The van or the brisket?
Eric's van is definitely nice. I have seen it.
Yeah. I've never seen it in person, but I've seen pictures of it, and it looks amazing. There we go. We are on the way.
There's Eddie's K.
That's right. We are getting there. We're closer to the 80 grand than we were a minute ago.
I just learned that the Georgia school system was a little behind, but thank you, Eddie.
Terry, Grandpa Terry said he thought you wanted a white Chevy van.
With no
windows.
I did, but Terry is banned from so many places, and I figured I better, I don't, people's already seen me talking to Terry in parks before. I figured, if I get me a white camper van, they're going to think, oh, this is another Terry.
Did they see you talking with Terry in a park, and they come up and warn you, goes, you might not want to talk with that guy?
No.
Oh, it's very nice, Eric. I mean, I've seen pictures of it, like I said, and I would love to have it.
It is very nice, except for when Eric is trying to get bugs out of it in the middle of the night.
Does he not do it quietly? All right, so I've learned it's not really a hump day happy hour conversation, but I've learned there's people that can do things in the middle of the night quietly, and there's people who can do things in the middle of the night and they sound like a damn tornado running through your house. Those are the two types of people that exist in my mind.
Yeah, this is true. This is true.
How's my trailer going? I do have a cargo trailer, actually. It's a 7x16.
That book was the size of a bird.
Yeah. And mine's a 7x16. I have not done any conversion on it yet. I don't even know if I am right now. It is purely a cargo hauler. I'm using it as intended right now. So once that task is complete, maybe I'll think about doing something else.
So back to what you said, Terry's pretty quiet in the night because somehow he did.
Even when he gets up and shakes?
He did sneak Clarice into his tent when nobody knowing in Dayton. So he also was able to snatch some people's underwear without them noticing. So Terry's definitely one of the quiet ones at the night.
Maybe you should put one of those invisible wire fences around his tent. That way he can't leave.
Speaking of quiet at night, could you imagine? And he's right here in the chat. Could you imagine if Charlie Golf Charlie talked in his sleep?
Nobody in the entire
Like
park.
the whole county would be complaining.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you very much for the super chat.
We're inching closer to that 80,000.
So I do have bad news for you, Terry. So on the 15th, I'm going to need you to return. Well, right before the 15th, I'm going to need you to return her out of your basement because she does have to go back home to North Carolina because Josh and Michael's going to meet me in Virginia to do an activation, and she's going to have to go home. So you're going to have to go down in your basement, use the rest of your lotion or whatever it is you do down there.
It rubs.
She's got to come back home.
That's right, Larry. What goes on in the park stays in the park. I was hunting somebody last night, Larry. Speaking of Larry, I got to pick on my buddy Larry up there in Hammertown. I was hunting somebody last night, and I had the volume up because they were kind of low here. And you, sir, Larry, from Hammertown, you pulled a Charlie Golf Charlie and a Charlie Whiskey Bravo on me and blew my eardrums out. I appreciate that. You sounded phenomenal.
Yeah, I don't know if Larry heard me the other day on the radio because he was talking about something like, if you don't hear, thank you for the super chat, by the way, Eddie. Larry was talking, said if you don't hear Toby at least 5'9", the propagation's bad.
Yeah.
And the next day, Toby hunted me, and when Toby hunted me, I also heard Larry in there. And it was just perfect. I was like, Toby, you're 5'9". I think you also brought something on your shoe. And then I was like, Victor Echo 3, Lima Bravo. Yeah. Because Larry's also got that signal that just will it'll bust your speaker real quick.
It does. And I've said it before, and I'll say it again. No matter where I was on the East Coast on my rove last summer, anywhere from Florida to Maine, he's always the same signal strength. I can't tell if I'm getting closer to him or farther away. It is phenomenal. I love it.
Hopefully come October, I'll get to meet up with Larry.
Yeah, you'll be up there in that neck of the woods. Hey,
that'll be pretty awesome.
Are you going to do all your activations and say you're 5'9", eh?
I probably will.
Yeah.
I probably will. I'm. What they don't realize is, the first thing I'm doing is planting the King's flag up there.
You should say
claiming the land.
You should say you're 5'9" and Charlie Alpha, and then the number.
It's funny because since the Delaware trip,
see you, George Bang Bang.
Every single time that Tom has hunted me, it's been Victor Echo 3, Tango Hotel Radio Stroke Alpha.
Yeah, this is great.
Every single time.
No, Mom has a question. How many more states do you need for your Worked All States activator?
A lot.
49.
Right now. Ask me after Utah, and then we'll have a more interesting conversation.
Yeah, because you'll probably pick up, 3 or 4 or 5 over there.
I don't know off the top of my head, Kyle, but it's a lot because I've got most of the East Coast. I got to go above New York in the East Coast. But
New York.
The West is wide open for me.
I'll tell give me just a second, Kyle. I'll let you know how many I need. Probably a lot more.
Dan's probably got as much as I do, to be honest.
I don't know.
He went pretty far up there.
Activated U.S. states. Oh, they don't give me just a dead count. I got to count these little squares.
You got to count the green blocks, buddy.
21.
You need 21 more? Yeah.
Well, I have 21.
Oh, you have 21.
Yeah. I will pick up one more in Huntsville because I'm seriously thinking about taking a not so short trip jaunt over to Mississippi and grabbing one while I'm over there. Because I don't have Mississippi yet.
Yeah, I mean, as long as Utah happens for me, which it's the plan, but as long as it happens for me, I will knock out a lot because I'm going out across the middle of the U.S. When I'm done in Utah, I'm dropping down the corner and hitting Vegas and California. Then I'm coming back across the bottom.
And you're driving. So, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you're going to take out a whole swath. It's like you.
No, because even though I'm fast enough, when I'm in the airspace over in a plane, people would frown on it.
That's true.
Yeah. I mean, a plane's over a park at least, half a millisecond?
And you'll probably go so far as to say if your normal route takes you, well, I mean, like, I don't know which route you're taking, but say if the road you're going on takes you in a certain way and it's only another hour or 45 minutes out of your way to just dip into another state, grab a park,
yeah,
you might as well.
Right.
Yeah, that sounds like that sounds like a blast.
That's not a goal that I have to have done shortly.
I thought that was going to be on your list of 2025 goals.
I better get them all done but Alaska and Hawaii.
All right. 36,000 feet. You're still 2-2 in Missouri. The Mizzo. That's what I'm gonna start saying from now on. You're 3-3 in the Mizzo, because 3-3 Missouri is kind of copyrighted.
Listen, every activation that I ever do in Missouri, everybody will always be a 3-3 for me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Man, I had a flashback the other night. Man, I miss him. But I had a flashback the other night. I could have swore if you would have asked me and put me on a lie detector test, I would have passed it. I could have swore I heard him hunting somebody on the radio.
Brent says smuggling Dr. Pepper across country. Do you have anything to declare? Dr. Pepper, bitch.
That's right. Dr. P is coming in the house.
I wonder if they make a Canadian Dr. Pepper. They have Dr. Pepper in Canada, because it's funny because James's wife has been looking for sales on Dr. Pepper to pre-stock up.
You're going to get there. There'll be a pallet of Dr. Pepper.
Well, I know. Not the last trip to Florida, but the one before that. I don't know how many cases it was, but Mom had so many cases of Dr. Pepper already bought up.
Somebody from Canada, we got a couple in the chat. Correct me if I'm wrong here. Is the Mountain Dew in Canada, is it caffeine free by default? Or is there a difference in the Mountain Dew in Canada versus here in the States? Yeah, Brent. Like I said, I could have swore that I heard Alpha Delta Zero Bravo Charlie on the radio the other night saying 3-3 in Missouri. Weird. It was weird. I kind of sat there and stared at the screen a little bit and felt that somberness in my body. We all miss him. He was a really great guy.
Dr. Pepper in Canada tastes like
poutine. That's, God almighty, that doesn't even sound good. Yeah, Michael, I mean, we'll ride to whatever park is closest. I wasn't looking to do any park in particular, just whatever is closest to Huntsville. We can do it. Tennessee is really close. You can get a park in Tennessee. It's like 45 minutes away from Huntsville. So you don't have Tennessee, we can jump up there too. But yeah, I'm down for whatever, man. You know, have Poda rig, we'll travel. Oh, an hour 50? Yeah, that's no problem. Let's do it.
Kyle smuggled Sundrop. You know, Kyle can actually get Sundrop in Missouri now. So
Nice.
He's not as bad as a smuggler. Although he still will stop at that one store just because of his relationship and pick up Sundrop.
Oh, Mike Halpenny with the trivia here. Dr. P just passed Pepsi as the number 2 soda. Interesting. I did not know that.
I would believe that it passed Pepsi. It should be number 1.
You would think
anybody
it
who
would
drinks
be
soda and doesn't drink Dr. Pepper, you're wasting DB. Like no wonder you're probably QRP.
Yeah, you would think it would be way up there because isn't it like a neutral brand? Both Coke retailers and Pepsi retailers can sell it.
I used to think that it was only made by Pepsi and that Mr. Pibb was made by Coke or vice versa. But then I've been in certain restaurants that have the opposite
I think
product,
it's neutral.
but they serve Dr. Pepper and not Mr. Pibb, which is amazing.
I think Dr. Pepper is a neutral brand. They can sell it no matter what they're contracting with as far as.
And it's really funny because, a lot of that stuff, the hardcore drinkers, like for me with Dr. Pepper, if I go to a restaurant and say, you got Dr. Pepper, and they say, we got Mr. Pibb, I say, give me a Coke.
Yeah.
That's what I say. I don't say, okay, give me a Pibb.
It's
it's the same way with hardcore Mountain Dew people.
And Mellow Yellow.
Because when I used to bartend, people were like, you got Mountain Dew? I'm like, I got Mellow Yellow. And they're like, water.
It doesn't taste the same. It does not taste the same. I don't care what.
Whereas for me, I can, if I'm going to drink Mountain Dew, I can drink Mellow Yellow. I could drink Sundrop. I could drink any of those. And they don't taste the same. I agree. But with the Dr. Pepper, where I'm a hardcore Dr. Pepper drinker, you offer me Mr. Pibb, and I'm probably going to just take a Coke if I can.
It's like 7-Up and Sprite. Yeah, they just don't taste the same. They're similar, but it's just not. It's like certain things you don't skimp on. Like if you go to your neighborhood supermarket and you want a package of Oreo cookies, there's a difference between Oreo cookies and store brand Oreo cookies. They just don't taste the same.
You'd think you'd think we talked about ham radio or something, but since we're on this subject, okay. All right, here's the topic for you because you brought up the Oreos.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Oreo cookies.
Let's go.
If the cream is white or if the cream is orange, which one is better?
The white ones, because orange is for Halloween.
The orange is better though. The orange is for Halloween, but it's better. Some people's like it's just a cream with coloring. No, the orange tastes better.
I'll let you know next October because I don't recall what the orange tastes like right offhand.
Yeah, go ahead and get you a bag of regular Oreos and then get you the orange.
I'll get a bag of both. Trust me, they won't be around long.
I'm not a fan of the brown, Larry. I don't like the brown cream.
Curtis, good to see you. Thanks for joining us tonight, buddy.
He's like, man, I'm out of here. They don't ever talk about ham radio. You have a good night, Curtis.
Tom C says, when he was much younger, Dr. Pepper was a standalone distributor. I think it still is. And it also they had a bottling company in Hot Springs.
So I had a park sloth come up to me in a park one day.
It hit me what that meant right when you said it.
And her way into the conversation with me was, "Oh, you drink Dr. Pepper? I'm from," and it's wherever they made Dr. Pepper from. And I'm like, "Okay, cool, cures that," and I just keep going.
That is nice.
But I'm like, that's good. That's all good and stuff. But I'm doing an activation, and
he is working on the ta-ta sticker right now.
Yes, it was Texas, Larry. I do believe it was. She was from Texas somewhere.
But yeah, we've been. I'm still in the Bailey Sprott Hunter. Obviously, I'm not doing activator. The closest park for me now, my new home park. I'm going to keep it Grand Bay, even though it's a little farther away. Because I mean, that's just my park. I mean, that's the way I look at it. The actual closest park to me now is Sneed's Lake State Conservation Area. That's the park that the guy asked me to spell one day. Sneed's Lake State Conservation Area. I think I've told this story before, but so that's actually the closest park to me, which is pretty cool because it's a rarely activated park. So might have some fun down there. The cell phone signal sucks, but you don't need no stinking cell phone.
All right, so here we go. Let's go back to radio. Kind of radio. Hey, thank you very much for the super chat, Chris. We'll give you a pass on the late since you're paying your taxes for being late.
Yeah, and thank you so much for that because we're trying to get to $80,000 by the end of the stream, and we have like 8 minutes left.
We need to get to 80K by the end of the stream. We're running a little behind, but we still have about 7 minutes and 30 seconds.
I think we can do it.
7 minutes and 30 seconds, Eric. Don't go nowhere because it's getting ready to happen. But all right, so with all these flares and stuff like that, we're having bad propagation. Cell phones have been acting funny. Do cell phones run off anything atmospheric, or like I'm just confused about this because the cell phones have been acting funny around here for like a couple of weeks. Like parks that I always have signal in, I don't have signal all of a sudden. Where I've got, like for example, last night I had 0 signal in Chief Logan, which is retarded because I've always got great signal there.
I mean, I don't think they're not atmospheric as far as skip or anything like that. It's all line of sight mostly, but any big flare can have an impact on anything electromagnetic. So maybe, I guess
because then I go back to the exact same spot today because last night when I activated from Mom's campsite, and I go back to Mom's campsite today and I have full bars, full 5G in the exact same spot.
Maybe they were just doing work on the cell tower at the time or something.
So it was weird. I had to get somebody at the campsite to spot me.
Terry said he had 1 bar on top of the mountain at Kanawha State Forest yesterday.
You always struggled there for some reason for signal. I wonder why. And he's got a booster.
And before people in the chat start protesting, I just say Kanawha to aggravate people. I know it's Kanawha. I know.
Mike says AT&T has been having outages lately.
I'm not surprised. AT&T has been on my crap list for a long, hot minute.
You know, I will say that I really, really, really like T-Mobile.
You were the only one with signal at Monsanto.
Monsanto, I have signal.
Yeah, you were the only one.
Didn't. I went to the summit, and all the people in the summit talking about you won't have signal. So both AT&T and Verizon people was talking about how you wouldn't have service there. Yeah. Like I was in full panic because the bands were bad. I had people that was going to search for me on certain frequencies at a certain time. I had, I was trying everything to figure out different ways to spot. I get up there and I've got full 5G.
Isn't that crazy? Yeah.
Which is great because that was the worst day of the year. That's the day that I did 2 hours and 59 minutes and got 17 contacts.
You need to get a T-Mobile hotspot so you can give everybody else internet by Wi-Fi at Montesano at the cabin. That would be cool.
I don't know. I'll have to talk to Josh if I still have it then or not. But I should still have it because I won't be back for too awful long from my trip out west. I'll probably have Starlink.
No, nice. That'll work.
So, because I know Josh is sending me with Starlink when I go out west. Either because Josh is a really great guy or he's scared to death that I can't spot and he's going to fall out of the PZN challenge. I'm not sure which one.
Both.
Just kidding. I know Josh is a great guy, but it still might be some of the other two.
Brent says 4 minutes until the top of the hour. Hit that thumbs up button.
That's right. Hit that thumbs up button. And if you are not subscribed, make sure and subscribe. It costs you $0. You know, weird thing. I meant to mention this. The other night I said that I didn't like the number I was at. And we had about the same group of people in chat and everything. Well, I can't tell by that because you got to be a member to talk and chat. But anyway, I did say it the other night. I was like, I'd really like to have 10 new subscribers by tomorrow. And I passed 10 new subscribers by the next day.
Nice.
I haven't checked the numbers yet. A monthly business call will be coming up, and I'll be checking those numbers. But as of last month, there's 15% of people that currently rewatch the streams and are not subscribed. That's just so weird to me. Like, number one, what are you doing? Are you just setting your phone for Wednesday nights to come back and watch the stream? Because you can't be getting notifications. You're not subscribed.
Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe.
That's right.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
And then if you want to really, really have fun, go over right now if you're not a Patreon and sign up for a free 7-day trial and then message myself or Dan in Discord and let us hook you up with the benefits and come over to the after chat and hang out with us tonight because you're going to love it. And
you can tell I'm not feeling. I was not prepared for that because normally I am. I'm dropping a link for Patreon now.
Sometimes there's even benefits that's not on the thing that people's going to get. As a matter of fact, the King's Court, there is an extra benefit that they don't know about. And at least one person in the King's Court is fixing to find out what that is. And they'll find it out very soon. And that's all I'm going to say.
Are you giving him the scepter?
No.
Oh, okay.
Listen, if somebody wants the scepter, they can come pry it from my cold, dead hands.
Eddie said he'd try.
I gave y'all this whole year to play for one of y'all to step up, and I'm still waiting.
That's what I did. You know, we had a couple. We got like 10 seconds here. That's what I did this year. I kind of laid back, and I saw a couple people come out the gate strong in January who have now fell off the radar because they're burned out. And I knew it was going to happen. So, yeah.
Brent, I used to like you. Funny stuff. All right, we are at the top of the hour. Dan. What do you got coming up?
I'm gonna go chug about half a bottle of cough syrup and pass out, and hopefully feel better in the morning. I'm gonna stay in the Bailey Spront. That's my main goal right now, and I'm gonna hunt the people that I want to hunt. And just to let you know, another Patreon benefit is you get auto spotted in our POTA Spots channel. And because a lot of people like me, they really don't hunt from the spot page anymore. They hunt straight out of Discord.
I don't. Listen,
so
I don't hunt.
If you want more people,
I don't hunt that much. But just like today, I was setting at my desk doing some work after an activation, and I was setting up the stream is what I was doing. I came home and was setting up the stream, and my phone was sitting there, and a spot from POTA Chats popped up, and it was a Patreon automatic spot. I wasn't even looking at POTA, but I seen that Patreon automatic spot, and I went over and I turned on the radio, made the hunt, and went back to work. Would have never done that. That hunt would have never happened if I had to go to spots because I was working and didn't have time for that.
If you at home, you would like the elusive That Dog Doesn't Leave the Porch award, you have to join Patreon. He might hunt you.
It was a 4-person activation too. Turned out.
There you go.
Anyway, all right. For myself, very busy. I will be heading over to After Chat to hang out with y'all. Tomorrow, I will be dropping my monthly stats video. If you want to see the lowest monthly stat video I've ever produced, thank you, Band Conditions May. Watch tomorrow's video because it's the worst. I think it's the worst of my all-time POTA stats for a month, to be honest. But it's that horrible, and it's just crazy. Still over 100 activations. So before any of y'all go talking trash about it, y'all put in those 100 activations in a month. That's all I'm going to say about that. But that video will drop. I also have a couple of reviews dropping and some other stuff. And don't forget, if you have a Carbon 6 or if you have ordered one of these, tomorrow the PP Spike goes live. That's right. These go live tomorrow. And all I can say is look for the notification that they're going live, or my email address is good on QRZ, and I would take pre-orders because I already have a ton of them. And it'll be going straight. Let me refresh that. It'll be going straight from the list in the order they emailed me, unless your name happens to be on another kind of list. I'm not going to say what kind of list that could be, but we'll just say there's benefits, people. There's benefits. See you guys in After Chat, and thanks a lot, guys. 73.
Siete, buenas noches.